Hello, guys. Thank you very much for joining in. Hi, this is Ganesh Naik. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career and become a better version of themselves. And I also help students preparing for the FRM and the CFA exam. So today we have with us one of our students who's been able to clear the FRM Level 1 exam in the November 2022 attempt. So we're going to be talking to him about his journey, his preparation, his way of challenging the exam or a way of managing the issues that he might have faced, the challenges he might have faced. And all the purpose of the all of these interviews is that we want to make sure that all the other students who are preparing on their own, they get some guidance, they get some idea about how successful candidates are able to clear the exam. With this, let us start with the discussion of the with the candidate. So, Rakshit, thank you very much for joining in.
Thank you,
And
sir, for the opportunity. Yeah.
if you could give the audience a brief in terms of when you started your preparation, when you joined us, and what was your background around that point in time.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. My name is Rakshit Raj. I joined in July with a standard plan, and so my name actually just now I'm pursuing my PGDM in finance from NISM, and
Okay.
so this is my second year. It will be over in March. So I cleared FRM L1 in November 2022.
Okay.
I started. My background is engineering. So I've done my BTech in engineering. Keeping in mind that I started with quantitative first,
Okay.
because that is my strength area. And
Hmm.
somehow I slowly bit fundamentals of probability and those chapters. So I started with your course. Then after about 20 or 25 days, I was able to finish approximately 70 to 80% quants, barring
Okay.
few concepts. Yeah. So that was again, I was my key strength. So I was able to finish in much less time than other
Okay.
candidates.
But how much time you were giving on a daily basis to prepare?
Yeah, so my internship was going on that time. So I was able to give about let's say 3 to 4 hours max to max, because I have some other work also. Because in MBA you have a very tight, we have to very hectic schedule. We have to do a lot of assignments and that work also. So I was able to give 3 to 4 hours,
Okay.
not much. Yeah. So it took me around 25 days to again complete the curriculum, and then
25
I
days to
moved
complete the full curriculum or
not
7?
only the quant section,
What is
not
the
the
quant
curriculum.
part? Okay. So when you were going through quant book, so you were watching the video, you're reading the textbook.
Yeah,
Okay. You are making your own notes.
yeah, my own notes.
Okay. And
Because some concepts I was very much comfortable, so slightly I skipped that part, because I know those concepts, that
mhm,
probability I've been studying in 12th standard very well, so that I skipped, like Bayes theorem and all those things. I was very much comfortable, so I fast forwarded though your video, and so it
okay.
actually helped me to clear. Yeah, and in
Okay.
these 25 days I'm including all questions also. So
Okay.
about
Okay.
only, yeah. In 25 days, I was able to slightly a few portions of regression, I would say, and time series I found somehow tricky, non-stationary and those things that I
Mhm,
actually left and complete after doing the curriculum, because
okay.
first I plan to only focus on the areas which I am able to connect. Well, that
Got it.
was it.
Got it. And then you went from quant to which book?
Then I went from quant, then I went to foundations. So actually, what I did was after quants, I actually did two books simultaneously. So foundations and financial markets and product. What I did was that I started foundation that was very much theoretical. So I was feeling very bored. So I started simultaneously. I took very light chapters like forwards and futures, because those chapters actually were covered in my this finance in my PGDM also, so that
Okay.
also
Got it.
helped me. So I was very much comfortable doing both these things, so theory
Okay.
and as well as FMP, those few chapters of forwards and futures. I
Okay.
I was doing both simultaneously.
And you were also solving the question bank of foundation and book three.
Question bank, yeah. Question banks of foundation, I left some afterwards. I was that actually I was reading a lot. Then thought that I will do the question bank after finishing some portion of this FMP. So
Got
what
it.
I did was I in the morning actually I was used to read theory, because in morning your mind is a little bit fresh, so you can read a lot. So and then after in the evening or night I was used to practice this FMP. So
Got
it
it.
took me around 1.5 months to again complete both the books. FMP again I continued after the words also. Foundations were finished in less than 15-20 days. And
Mhm.
then FMP I then on my whole concentration was on this financial markets and products only, because it is a
Okay.
very bulky book, so it requires some time. But
Okay.
what my advantage was that my PGDM curriculum was actually somewhat similar to the some chapters given in the FMP section. So it
Right.
was not very, yeah. So in our curriculum, there is our subject
Mhm.
known as derivatives and risk management. So
Okay.
syllabus
Okay.
is exactly similar to this FMP
So there was
section.
some overlap in your preparation also in the
Overlapping
call.
is, yeah, it was very much.
And then after that, you went to book four.
After yeah, so actually when I started the preparation, so I actually carefully planned and read the content. So VRM
Mhm.
section was on the one section which was totally different.
Mhm.
So that I decided to again do it at the end. And
Got it.
actually it took a lot of time to grasp those concepts, Black and Scholes model and all those things. It
Mhm.
actually took a lot of time. Yeah. So and this bar chapter also, which was very important. So that actually took a lot of time.
Okay. And then, so by when you had completed all the four books with
Yeah.
solving and with watching the video, reading the textbook, when was the
So
first time that completed?
yeah. So at the end of September, or let's say first week of October, I finished all the questions and
Okay.
first complete reading with everything was finished on about in first week of October.
So
And in the second,
practically, yeah, yeah. Please,
yes.
please go ahead.
So in the second week, we actually had our exams of fourth trimester. So in first week, I was able to complete all. Then 1 week, I actually gave for those exams, my semester exams. So
Okay,
that was the
got it.
time. Yes, sir.
Got it. So base practically you started in July. Okay, and by September end you had done everything, focusing
Yes, sir.
3 hours every single day. Roughly three
3 to 4
hours.
in weekends. In weekends, I used to practice a lot. So in weekends, I
Mhm.
actually devoted approximately 5 hours, even 5 hours. Also, I studied.
Got it.
Uh,
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
now,
this curriculum
hmm,
requires, sir, I think people say that 3 to 4 hours, but I think, sir, in two books, especially VRM and FMP, you have to devote a lot of time.
okay. And you were solving Fintelligent question bank itself?
Intelligent question banks and this Schweizer
Okay.
also. Sir,
Okay.
actually I asked you also. So you said if you are comfortable, if you finish early, then you can solve Bionic Turtle.
Hmm.
I've actually purchased the book. Some portion I actually did with Bionic Turtle also, but those questions were very complex. So only
Hmm.
the theoretical part I did with Bionic
Got it.
Turtle.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after you reached the second week of October, you did one more full revision. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. One more full revision, only revising the notes,
Hmm.
the important concepts. So your videos are also there.
The
That I
revision
actually
videos.
I saw those videos before 1 week or 10 days before the exam.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so I actually devoted that 10 days for my this revision. But before, after giving the exams in, let's say after
Hmm.
20th October to 30, I was revising the notes, and some weak areas I've actually noted down,
Hmm.
and then those in those weak areas I was again practicing questions again and again. So
Got
like
it.
theory questions, no matter how much you do, but somehow they are very confusing to eliminate one option. Somehow
Hmm.
in exam also I found it very difficult to eliminate one option to get to one option. In theoretical questions, it's very tricky
Okay,
for
we'll come to that now. So, how many
yes
mock
sir.
papers you solved?
Sir, I solved that two GAR papers and your sectional test in
Hmm.
the test. I used to solve after doing every chapter. I used to solve those sectional tests and
Okay,
two GAR papers and one test. I took it from some other institute also.
taking.
So
But you solved
to
our mock paper, the Fintelligent mock papers. Did
yeah,
you solve?
mock papers and GAR papers
Okay, how
both.
many overall? How many mock papers you solved total?
Four mock papers and plus
Four
one from
from
other
the other
coaching.
institute. Okay, so total five. Okay, then out of that five, what was the average score you were getting?
So in first two tests, I was able to score about a 68, 67. Then in after third test, I was able to score 73. Then in fourth, I was able to score 76. So it keep on
Okay,
increasing. So yeah, that was my average about 70 to 75.
okay, got it. And then, uh, how were you analyzing the mistakes? That means whatever wrong you're doing, how are you analyzing it?
Yeah. So in FMP and this VRM section, I was not committing a lot of mistakes, but only
Hmm.
in quant also some like said that in time series some of my weak areas were there. I was not able to
Hmm.
clearly grasp those concepts. So I work
Okay.
on those areas, especially in foundation theoretical question. I faced problem because due to again lack of reading. No, you are not able to
Hmm.
get the right option. So
Got it.
again, yeah, that is seen on my quartile also. I think,
Yes.
uh, yeah,
So
why?
when you went to the exam date on that day, okay, first when you started solving, first 1 hour, what happened?
Yes, sir. Sir, I would say for my this I gave the exam on 18th November. It was
Hmm.
because from 11 to 17 I have my exams and my
Hmm.
this PPD. So I gave the exam on 18th November. So I think, sir, my the exam was very tough. I think so. It was difficult. Like you said in one of the videos, that towards the end, some the papers were very difficult. I knew it that it is tough. So what I did was that first I divided the entire attempt. I think I would divide into three phases. First, sir,
Okay.
I started with only the simple questions which I
Hmm.
knew that I'm very sure. So I approximately solved about 25 questions only, 20 to 25 questions. I was pretty much sure. I used to skip. I didn't do like book wise. I just started from first question, and
Okay.
about 25 questions I was able to solve smoothly in the
Okay.
first attempt. Yeah,
Hmm.
and not 1 hour, sir. Even more than 1 hour was actually was spent in doing only 25 questions.
Got it.
So initially speed was slow,
Hmm.
I would say. So it was
Then the
tough, sir.
second.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Then in second, I just again started from first only. Then those questions I attempted in which I was confused between two options, I would say.
Okay.
And yeah, I was not very much 100% confident. I just attempted those questions in which I was confused between two options.
Hmm.
So then I take my this calculated risk, the guess, and based on my knowledge, I attempted those questions. So those
Hmm.
questions I would say I would about 35 questions to 40 questions. 40
Got it.
questions I would say. Yeah, in
35 to
second
40.
phase.
Hmm. And you
Yeah,
completed all those 35, 40 questions
40
also. So right
questions,
now you reached around 70
70
roughly.
questions.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. Then remaining 30 questions, sir, I would again put those questions into category of difficult questions.
Hmm.
I can give an example also. I remember that one question was regarding they asked clean minus dirty price. They gave the
Hmm.
chart also. So
Hmm.
and they were asking about various strategies, payoffs also. So that those
Okay.
questions were slightly tricky, and they were actually not those questions were not there in the GARP or also in any conventional this Schweitzer book. So there actually we need to apply our mind, we need to apply our knowledge,
Hmm.
and on the basis of which only I was able to eliminate. So it took me around 1.5 hours also to. I attempted all questions.
Okay.
I didn't left any question. I was able
Okay.
to manage time.
So broadly, if just summarizing, so out of total 125 questions are very short. The rest 35 or 40 questions were
Okay,
something that you had
moderate.
confused into two options, and the last 30 were slightly tough for you in terms
Yes.
of preparation. So you tried your best, but you were not sure what is going to be right or
Yes,
wrong.
I was not sure. No.
So when you came out of the exam, what was there any number in your mind that okay, I would get 60, I would get 50?
So I was not very much confident that I will be able to clear. Honestly, I'm speaking. So I thought that I'm not be able to clear because I what I felt was that exam was tough. Uh, uh,
Okay.
though I have prepared well, but still the actually exam demanded some kind of application oriented mindset, not a traditional you can just learn and just put mark the answer. You can't, you have to apply your knowledge. Some theoretical questions, they were very tricky, I would say. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, got it. And
The
with
numerical
this, yes, yeah, tell,
So
continue.
numerical part was not, I would say only 20-25% were only the numerical questions. Rest 70 questions, they were conceptual and theory only.
Okay, got it. Now, what was the quartile that you've got?
Uh, in foundations, third quartile, and rest first, all the three
So,
sections.
whatever your performance was in the sense that book one was slightly tricky for you, and that was also reflected in the third quartile. But every other book you prepared very well, you were able to do
Yes,
it
sir.
properly, right? And now, if I ask you three tips from your side, okay, with respect to how somebody should prepare for the FRM level one exam, what would
Yes.
be those three tips?
So, firstly, I would say that you should plan your preparation very well, keeping in
Mhm.
mind timelines.
Mhm.
You have your other commitments also. So, you have to plan your preparation because the
Mhm.
syllabus is very vast. And, sir, I think not only the results matter, but the learning also matter because whatever I've again gained in this level one, so it will be again useful in level two also. So I
Mhm.
think so proper learning is also very much important, not only
Right.
the marks. Yeah. And secondly, I would say that you have to again read and grasp the concepts properly. You have to understand the concepts. You can't just practice questions from one or two sources, or again too much practicing questions doesn't make any sense. I what That's what I feel. You have to again understand the concepts, and you
Okay.
can't leave anything, sir. What I think, you have to again read everything. You can't.
Mhm.
You can leave some. You can't. You can leave some portion which you think is very difficult, or you are not able to
Mhm.
get it, but you have to read everything. And then you should practice also, sir, questions. Then again, revision is, sir, very important, because what I felt was that last 20 to 25 days, so they were actually turning point in my
Critical,
preparation.
huh?
Yeah, they are very critical. So
Okay. Wonderful. And what has been the reaction of people now when the results are out? Your friends, family?
So actually, your this in WhatsApp group, sir, I saw at 11:30 or 12 in the night, sir. I saw that you are posting those results. So I thought the
Uh,
results are out. So actually, when the results are out, before only, sir, I was placed in my institute. So
Okay.
actually, हाँ, तो I thought that प्लेसमेंट तो हो गया, ठीक है, अब देखेंगे रिजल्ट क्या आता है। सर मैंने बस ऐसे ही, मतलब मैंने देखा कि चलो देख लेते हैं एक बार रिजल्ट। देन आई सॉ द रिजल्ट, सर, आई वाज वेरी हैप्पी, देन आई डिडंट स्लेप्ट दैट नाइट, सर।
Wow, wonderful and wonderful. And I'm sure you'll be able to clear the level two also in the first attempt. And
Yes,
with respect, yes, and with respect to the your journey, I'm sure a lot of other students who are preparing, and if they dedicatedly give around 3 to 4 hours every single day, because
yes,
consistency is a very important factor. If they are able to give that, then that is going to make a very big difference in their preparation also. And your journey, your discussion, the way you mentioned everything, is definitely going to help them to plan and be motivated for the exam also. So thank you very much, Rakshit. I mean, for taking out
thank you,
time
sir.
and talking to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.